start?
I said, I'm tired. I haven't went to sleep yet.
You haven't slept yet?
Exhausted.
When was the last time you slept?
Yesterday. I woke up yesterday morning at 10, but I slept like 12 hours because the day before that I didn't sleep like for 3 days. So I'm still exhausted.
It's a rough lifestyle you're leading.
Yeah, it's taking some wear and tear on me. Compared to what somebody showed me a picture of what I looked like when I first got downtown to what I look like now, I don't even care. Before I would not leave the house without makeup, my hair, and now I'm just like, fuck it, I don't care.
The interview that we did before
It's
together,
like almost 2 years ago.
that was 2 years ago?
Almost 2 years ago. I thought about it because I had barely got downtown.
So that's when you first showed up at Skid Row?
Yeah, that's when I had first met there, and he was like bugging me, come on, you need some money? And I was like, no, I'm good. And then when I needed money, I was like, okay. So I was like, all right.
And now you're deeper into it.
Yeah, they say once you go down there, if you don't get out right away, it's like it feels like you just try to go and it just pulls you back. Like
What was your drug starting out?
Alcohol, and I only use crack and alcohol.
And still same thing?
Yeah, but more.
More of the
Yeah.
the two.
Yeah, because before I could do like little hustles, boost, whatever, and just to keep me going. But then somebody turned me on to hooking, so I tried it. I couldn't stand it, but the money was good. So
you're doing sex work now?
Yeah, unfortunately. But
how does that impact your psyche?
Just more depressed, angry, and stuff. Because when you hang around that crowd, it's like. It's crazy because people, when I went down there, I was so naive. They say I was green, which green means like you're naive to everything.
Yep.
And they used to call, what do you call it? What's that saying? A square from Delaware. Say something like that.
You were a square when you came down there?
Kind of. I was using still, but I wasn't like into like the drug lifestyle, like. So when I got down there, I was like, it just grows on you and it goes and stuff, and you just like it makes you more harder, I guess, like harder, like you just don't give a fuck, like, and then people try to say they're friends, and it's crazy, like. But I got some housing. Hopefully, I get it. It's supposedly in April. I got it, but I'm still down there. The new building I'm supposed to move into, they're still doing inspections.
So you're on the street still?
I stay with somebody now, which I don't know if it's just as bad as being on the street in a tent or living with somebody, because nothing's for free.
You're at their mercy.
Yep, pretty much.
You're doing favors to get.
Pretty much, even if I don't want to, and I pull my weight, but it's just like because they know you can't go anywhere. Because I did find some temporary housing and I went there. It was creepy as hell downtown, and to wait till my permanent housing came, but. And when I was sleeping, because I wouldn't stay up for days, so I'll sleep hard. You could pick me up and drop me on the floor. Like, I sleep hard when I don't sleep for 3 days. And so the security was coming in my room when I was sleeping. So I noticed stuff missing, and then I noticed like my pajama pants would be on backwards, and like just different things. And I know they were...
Because you were out.
Yeah, that they were raping me when I was asleep.
Yeah. So
the place I was at, so I ended up going back to that place, and I had to kiss ass and stuff. But I guess it's kind of better because that person's never hardly home. But when they're home, I'm like, yeah.
Are you doing sexual favors to get housing?
To get the permanent housing? No, but
no,
staying right where I'm staying at, yeah.
Yeah, the night by night housing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And is it, I imagine the interchange, the transaction of sex for housing or sex for drugs or sex for whatever on Skid Row is just a wild free-for-all, no?
Yeah.
Are people using protection?
I hope sometimes I'm asleep, I wake up and I'm like, damn, I feel my body like, damn, somebody in my clothes. And when I go to the restroom, I'm just like, fuck, I hope they're using protection. Because I feel like he knows that I go out like that, and I feel that he lets people come in there and they pay him.
Pay money to
rape me when I'm sleeping. I really feel that, like, really bad, like Yeah, but everybody says, "Oh yeah, oh yeah, they do that," and I was like, God, I didn't think it would happen to me. I thought he was cool. Like we had a agreement and stuff, but yeah, but working the streets, I'll say all the girls don't use protection, but I said that's the golden rule for me, and they won't. The guys, I say you got a condom, they'd be like, nope, I'm okay, I'm clean, I'm clean, I'm good, but I don't, so I don't get as many tricks as they do. So, but I'm okay with that because I have now that I've been doing it for a while, I have like 3 regulars, so that gets me through. And then I go to a trap house and I sell drugs there, and so that's my bread and butter right there. I wish I could do that every day, but that's only like twice a week, and the money's good there. But it just seems like the money's like water. I have holes in my pocket. It's just like that money goes. It just goes so fast. It's just like I don't know, and I'm just like, I know I'm buying more, but not that much more. So I don't know. It just seems like it just.
It's funny how I've done so many interviews now, thousands and thousands of people in your situation, and a lot of people are making good money with prostitution or other hustles, and none of them have any money at the end of the day.
I stretch mine. I really do, because I mean, I got 3 regulars, but sometimes I'll do the 3 of them and I'm cool. That's like, because I charge like $120 an hour, and I don't have to wait for them on the street. They'll call me, nope, okay, I'm gonna come by there and pick you up. So they come by and pick me up, and so it's $120 an hour. So, and they have to use a condom, but they be trying to, I'll give you more, I'll give you 200, I'll give you 300. I'm like, I can't. No, my life means more. I tell my life means more to me than $300. My life is worth more than $300, $400.
Tell me about the state of your self-worth now compared to 2 years ago.
Bad. It's just, it's bad. I flip tricks not for drugs. I won't do it for drugs. They offer drugs. They always offer drugs, or I'll give you drugs and that's it. We'll just have sex and do whatever. And I can't do it. I can't. I'd rather I tell them I need, or give me 50-50. Whatever you need, give me 50-50 because I need cash. I got to buy things like hair dye, dog food and stuff. But yeah, but a lot of those girls that I met on the street that, help me and tell me, okay, do this, always take the money first. And, you got to feel that person. When you go in the car, if you don't feel right, get out and stuff. Because I always carry like a knife. I got mace. I got some brass knuckles. And then this place they have over there downtown, I forgot her name. She has this little facility. It's called Sidewalk Project or something.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of things there. They help out a lot. They give like, okay, this guy.
Help you with housing and stuff like that.
Yeah, and then they help out a lot with the prostitutions, with the, the trannies and everybody. It's a cool place to go where everybody can go, and they help you out with clothes and food, and they give you tips like, hey, this has been happening to the girls. This, be careful of the guy in this car. You know what I mean? They give you tips so you could beware. But I don't sit outside like those. I go outside and once in a while and I'll talk to them and whatever. But since I got regulars, I don't like doing that, especially because I did it right there, started, and then I went to Long Beach. I knew somebody in Long Beach, and I went over there, and the money was good. It was like $60 for 20 minutes, or 15 minutes, or whenever they finish. So just like 50, you got 20 minutes. What if you come? If you don't, whatever. It's like the money, and so it was easier down there because they weren't as rough as these guys, the tricks downtown, because they're so used to being bullied. I mean, they bully them, they don't pay them, they rough them up and stuff. And so I was downtown Long Beach, and it was cool. I met through somebody I went to school with, and it was good. And then it was funny because this guy, he just said, "Are you okay? Everything's good with you?" But I think he was trying to reel me into fucking to be my pimp or something. You know what I mean? He was like trying to pimp me out, and I was like, I'm good. And then I was there for 5 days, or like a week of 5 days, 5 to 7 days. And the money was good. And then I said, I'm gonna go back downtown. And so when I went back downtown, the girl called me and said, hey, so-and-so's looking for you. And I said, why? Because he says you owe him some money. I said, what? Because you were down here for five or 7 days. So you owe him the percentage. And someone, I go, I don't owe him shit. I said, nobody owns me. I do my own, whatever I want, when I want, how much I want. And she says, yeah. And so one of the girls, because, they'll talk for money or drugs. They'll sell you out in a second. And so she told him, like, my area that I was in. And then he was asking about me. And I go, when people ask about you, especially downtown, like, the golden rule is like, I don't know who that is. I don't know. And, oh, yeah, let me see her. And, and sell you out for a hit or something. And so when I went outside, and because, I go out and walk my dog like 2, 3, 4, and I was walking my dog down the street, and this car pulled up, and I heard it, but I didn't turn around. Before I know it, pulled me back, and I fell on the cement. And then lucky somebody was coming around the corner, so he got me and had grabbed me by my throat. And I mean, I've been choked out before, but it was like I hadn't catch my breath, and I was worried about my dog. And lucky that person was coming. They knew my dog, and they got my dog, and he threw me in the car. And then I was trying to get out. He locked the doors, and he was like constantly, like, he had like this like a stick, I guess like a billy club or something, and was fucking me up, and I was trying to mess with him back, and then he just hit me one time good in the head, and I was out. And then I figured I was downtown Long Beach. Well, I was after when I had got away. And then he had me tied up to a chair with those zip thingies, those plastic things.
The zip ties?
Yeah, and I was trying to get out of those suckers. Well, my wrist got messed up, but so I was trying to get away. I didn't. And then he let me go, and I was trying to run. Then he clocked me again, and I went down. And then I felt my arm, and then I guess he had shot me up with something. I still have, like, it was like 2 weeks ago, so I have like the marks on my arm. And I was like, and I was conscious, but I wasn't conscious. And I felt dizzy. I felt like throwing up, whatever it gave me. And I could feel my body, but I couldn't move. Like I feel my legs, but I can't tell my legs to get up. It was such a fucked up feeling. And then he raped me, and then I blacked out, and then I woke up, and then there was some guy on me, and it's like I couldn't scream. Like I just how they say where you can leave your body, like people say I leave my body, and because it's so tragic or whatever. And I did, and I said, now I believe people when they say it's so traumatic that you can just see and I just left my body, like, and I could see myself. It was a trip, and I just like an out of body experience or something. And then after a while, I was like, oh, don't give me no more drugs. Whatever you're giving me, stop giving it to me. So I said, okay, I'm not, but you can't run. You're going to stay here till I get my money that you owed me for that week that you were down here. And so it seemed like it was forever. I didn't know if it was day or night. I don't even know. I don't even remember eating or drinking. And then I put some clothes on because I just had like one of those white slingshot T-shirts on. And then I said, can I put my clothes on? And he's like, yeah. He goes, but when I tell you you got to work, you got to work. And I said, okay. So I kind of like befriended him, but my mind was going 100 miles an hour. Like, okay, I'm looking at my atmosphere, what I'm going to do, if I can do something to fuck him up or something. And then I said, I got to go to the restroom. So I knew in the restroom there was a little window, and I was like, I'm going to squeeze my fat ass out of there if I have to kick that whole little frame in that window in. No, he gave me a beer because I was shaking, and I told him I need a drink. So he gave me a beer, but it was already open. So, and I never drink anything that anybody gives me that's already open because I've been drugged like that before. So I got it, and I was so thirsty, and I drank it, and I went to the restroom, and all I remember is going to the restroom, and right when I finished peeing, that's all I remember. That's all I remember. And then that's when I had the seizure, and I locked the door, and all I remember, I don't even remember the guy was telling me, man, this girl's fucked up. Like, because I was between the wall and the toilet, which my shoulders were bigger than that. And that's how I got the pinched nerve, because my wrist, I could close my fist now, but my wrist, I can't straighten my hand out. Like, I can't pick my wrist up. The doctor said it was a pinched nerve. And I kind of have the mark still. And so when he got me up, I couldn't move my legs. Like, I was so like foggy. And he's like, what did she do? What did you give her? And they were saying, like, did she take fentanyl, or is she drunk? You gave her, because the beer can. And then he was trying to pick me up, and I guess dead weight, and he couldn't pick me up. And this guy was a big guy, kept trying to pick me up. And I was like, oh my God, Lisa, start focusing. And then I would zone out. And then they were trying to get me. And it was like, I guess I was worse than when they were drugging me. Like, I don't know. And then they left. And then the guy goes, fucking deal with her. And I could hear him talking. And then the guy left out of the bathroom. And I was in there, and I guess they took off my pants because I had no pants on. But I went to the restroom, but I don't remember even getting up. I just remember sitting on the restroom, finishing going to the restroom, and that was it. And so he was in the room, and I don't know how. I was just dragging myself, and like the handle was like a motel handle, kind of like the latch thing, and I hit that latch, and I was just crawling out, and I crawled out, and there's all kinds of rooms, like a kind of a warehouse kind of thing. And I pulled myself out, and I just saw the different doors, and I was just screaming, help, help, somebody help me, 911. I said, and then the guy came out, what the fuck are you doing? And when he was going down to hit me, like some lady came out, and she looked, she goes, what's going on? You need help? I said, call 911. And that's all I remember. And then I remember me being in the fucking ambulance, and then I don't remember them taking me out of the ambulance, and then I was kind of conscious. I woke up, and I was and I was wet, like I was soaking wet. I don't know, and I was freezing. And then the doctor came in, and I could hear him say like if I was on fentanyl. So I don't know what they were giving me, but I had a fentanyl overdose before, so I don't know, like 5 times, like, because people are evil. If they don't like you, they'll try to give you fentanyl. And I was smoking dope, and then somebody said, oh, here, you can have some, but it was fentanyl. And I remember I took that hit, and that was it. I was like, damn, and that was it. And then I just remember everything getting darker and darker, and I went out, and then somebody was shaking me. Not the girl that gave me the shit, another girl, she was shaking me, just, are you all right? She Narcaned me. She goes, I Narcaned you. Is that okay? Are you all right? And I was sick. I was just like, I couldn't even stand up. I was so nauseous, and I was sick for like 5 days. That was the first one I had. And then the second one, I guess, I don't know, I bought it, but the guy sold fentanyl too. So I had like 5 incidents, and it was bad. And then I just didn't trust anybody. I was just like, I don't trust anybody. Nobody touched my stuff. Nobody used my pipe, used my pusher. Don't touch my cigarettes. Cause I think I got a little bit off of cigarettes. I said, I had fentanyl. So who got my cigarettes? And I said, oh, so-and-so got it. And she's a fetty head. And I said, damn, I feel the symptoms, but they were really light, or the dope was really weak. And I said, I feel it.
Could have been PCP.
You think?
Mm-hmm.
And
fentanyl probably would have.
And I started like, first I get hot, and then I start getting dizzy, and then I feel nauseous, and then right away I just want to like go to sleep, and I started feeling those symptoms, but really light. And so they were like, you want a Narcan? I was like, hell no, So I had like little episodes like that, and then after I was like, I don't want nobody to chill with nobody. Whoever smokes fentanyl, don't smoke around me, whatever. Because the girl says you straight OD'd, and it was scary. So I'm like real cautious about, and then having problems with them, and because do anything to get high. The people that smoke fentanyl, well, I guess anybody that smokes drugs are addicted, but the fentanyl, yeah, they'll sell you out in a second, even if it's lies or the truth, and just it's crazy. And so with that guy, when I came and I went to the hospital, and they said somebody kept calling for me, checking up on me, calling for me, your husband. I was like, no, okay, somebody's calling, they're saying your brother, and they're calling. I said, no, don't give him no information about me. Like, because I didn't know who it was, because nobody knew downtown, even the guy that I was staying with, nobody knew that I was going over there. He just thought I was going out working, and I didn't tell nobody I was in Long Beach. So I said, somebody's calling, who knows that I'm in the hospital? So that's what freaking scared me. So after that had happened, and then the doctor told me, like, I said, what happened? He says, well, first you have a kidney infection. He goes, and when you came in here, your white cells were dangerously high. He said, when we first took your blood, they were at 10, they're at 40, and you're supposed to be at 10. And he said, and then you were so dehydrated, he said, and then your lymph nodes are all swollen. I told him because I have cancer. And then
so you have cancer too?
Yeah, I do. I need to go, because there's 2 guys, when they had got me, when I was first trying to get away, like, they were just kicking me, like, my body, and then just like socking me in my back and hitting me in the head. And
what kind of cancer do you have?
Breast cancer and uterus cancer. And so, they hit me in my, and it was so sore.
You're seeing doctors for that?
No.
You're not seeing doctors for that?
No. It's gotten worse. Like, it's like really hard, and it's like super huge than the other one. but it's getting worse, and I think it'll be 2 years October that, and my uterus cancers, it'll be 5 years in October. But the uterus cancer, it can go, since it's in the uterus, so it's not spreading. But since my breast, the doctor says you need to go. He tried to refer me, but it was at USC Medical, and I thought they would be good, because that's the hospital. I came from Long Beach. When I went to the Long Beach room, they sent me to the USC Medical, because I don't know, they did CAT scans on my head because I couldn't even talk, and it was weird. And so they sent me to USC Medical. I don't even know how long. I think I was there. I don't know how long I was at the hospital, but I was there, and then they were just constantly taking. I don't even remember them giving me X-rays, a CAT scan for my head and for my body. I don't even remember like going in there. I was so like out of it, and I got to look at the paperwork. I don't think it says anything. I don't know if they tested me for drugs or something, but he said that because my white cells were so high, he said that that's why they kept me, and they kept giving me fluids, because I was like already dehydrated. He says when you get black around here, around your eyes, he says then you're dehydrating, not under your eyes. He said right here by your nose, and he says, yeah, you were bad. He said, so the stress and all that stuff that was happening in your body and your lymph nodes, because my lymph nodes, he said your lymph nodes, you got to get those checked out. Like maybe the cancer moved to the lymph nodes. He's not sure, because I know I didn't get finished doing. I went to the doctor. She was retarded. She wanted to do a biopsy inside her office, and I kept saying, I don't want a biopsy. Just take my uterus out. You just take it out. That's before I knew I had the breast cancer. And then after, I was like, just take my breast off. I don't care. I'm old. I don't care. And just take my uterus out. What's the problem? But Medi-Cal like wants all these steps to be taken. So they kept denying it. They did it 3 times. And after I just said, fuck it. I don't care. I'm tired anyways. I said, I'm just tired. I don't care. But I didn't know it was going to be painful. It's painful. I'm always tired. I'm weak, and my body was already hurting, and then my lymph nodes swell up, like my knee gets so big, like right here, like my lymph nodes. And so he says, I hope it didn't get to your lymph nodes. And under my arm, it gets real full right here under my arm, like my knee blows up. And
are you continuing to see doctors or no?
No, but I want to go this week. I do, because my boob just all after that incident, I just said maybe they kicked me in my boob, because it just all of a sudden looks deformed, because my whole body hurt. I didn't even know. I couldn't even explain, my whole body. And then I had the bruises on my back and bruises on my stomach, on my legs. I had bruises on my butt, and then I had bruises between my legs. I didn't know, because I didn't look in a mirror. I had bruises under my arms. I had my wrists, and I had some burns, which I don't even know, on my hands. And I didn't even know my hand was fucked. It was worse, because I still can't open it, and I still can't pick it up. I'm like, pick up, hand, pick up. But he said it should come back. But I had a brace, but Ruth didn't let me get the brace, so I thought the lines there. But yeah, and so after that, I was afraid to go outside. I was afraid that idiot's gonna come look for me, and then, I bought me a gun, and I was like, I'm not playing. Because it was real, I try not to process it, because I know my fear will come. To do anything, I don't trust anybody, even more now that I don't. And I just want to get out of downtown. My housing's going to be moved out from downtown. It's going to be over there by Beverly in Vermont, I think. The apartment I'm supposed to get, because they said around downtown. I said no. And I'm not telling nobody where I live. I don't trust anybody. Especially being in that place, supposed to be a temporary shelter for you. And then I know it's the security guards, because when you leave, you have to leave your key. And then when you come, you give your key. I could see that, but one time I went and I couldn't find my key. They was like, where's your key? You took it? I said, I didn't take my key. I turned my key in. They couldn't find my key. So I had to sit out in the waiting room until the maintenance guy came and he opened my door, and then they found my key all of a sudden.
Do you have children, Lisa?
Yeah, I have 4 kids.
And do they know your situation?
Kind of. They know I'm downtown, but I try not to tell them too much. I kind of talk to them sometimes, and I kind of don't. It was at a strain. And but my youngest son, he's been calling me, checking up on me. And me and him had a real bad relationship. He just felt like that me and his dad robbed him of having parents, like his brothers did. And so He's angry at me because the domestic violence I had, I like really covered it up, and they just heard the yelling, but they didn't know behind closed doors it was a lot of physical. Is I don't want my kids to know that, and so my son wants to blame. They wanted to blame me for everything. Oh, why did you kick out Dad? Woo woo, and oh, he's angry because some stupid shit. So I was the bad guy. So, and then my youngest son started talking to me, just checking up on me, and so he hates that I'm downtown. He says they all do, but they don't like that I'm on drugs. But my kids, I told them I was using drugs before you were born. My son's 37, and he just like, you don't care about us, you don't care about your grandsons. And
is there addiction in your family?
Yeah, there's bipolar, there's freaking schizophrenic, there's split personalities, there's alcohol, there's drugs, there's sexual addiction. I mean, practically everything. My family, I'm not close with them. I've met them before because my mother had left me when I would say about 8. I was like 8.
Where did she go?
She left. She just picked up her stuff and left.
And sexual abuse in your childhood?
No, thank God. And she's married. She's been married a lot of times and had a lot of boyfriends because it was in Colorado, so she moved to California where her mother lived. And so I wanted to come out. I think I was like 12. No, I was like 11. And I went to see her one summer, and I was like, I love California. I want to stay here, but I had to go back. And it wasn't even my father. Then I found out it wasn't my dad. And so it was just a lot of lies and a lot of stuff. And then I'd come and she'd have a different boyfriend, or she was married already. And then I came out when I was 12, and I went back when I was 13 because I couldn't stand her. And then I came back out when I was 14. And after 14, I just like started using drugs. And she just didn't acknowledge what she did was wrong. Her excuse was, I knew there was something more out there for me than just being here. And I was like, what the? I said, that's crazy, because if I left and I went to my domestic, I took all my kids. I didn't care if we slept in the park. I don't care. I said, I took my kids with me, and she just like, you didn't even, and I have brothers, but I was a girl. I was your daughter. Like, you just didn't you, like when my kids, like when I had left them, they were already adults. I think my youngest son was going to be 18. And so I went to go live with my boyfriend, and my kids got angry, but I worried about them. I wondered, like, oh my God, I hope they're okay. I hope they got groceries. I hope they're paying the bill. Like, I was like worried, like I got like homesick because I was with my kids 24, all the time. So I felt like a homesick feeling for my kids, like, and they changed their phone numbers, like they just totally disowned me and stuff. And
it's a rough lifestyle you're leading.
Yeah, it was really rough. Yeah. It's always been rough. It still is rough. It's just like, God, you got jokes. Like, give me a break, And then I remarried that was another nightmare. Not so much physical, but like a lot of mental abuse. But yeah, it's been rough, and it just seems like it's taking a toll on me. Like, I'm tired. Like, if I could go to sleep, I'm too chicken to kill myself. But if I could go to sleep, I wish I could just go to sleep and not wake up, because I'm so tired.
Wow.
It's tiring. It's like a battle every day. Like, it's just like, what else can happen? What worse more that can happen? Like, than what has recently happened. Like, because I was never raped before. And then being right there, like, it bothers me, but then I just drown myself. I just get high and I just constantly drinking. And so I won't have to process it and be like, once I start thinking about it, then I got to get a drink. I got to smoke, because it's like I'm putting up with this crap to have a roof over my head, and I just feel like sometimes I just feel like there's like no way out. Like, it just seems like and it's lonely because you can't trust anybody, and it's just yourself, and it's just rough.
All right, Lisa. Thank you so much for sharing your story.
Okay,
I hope things get better for you.
I hope so too.
When I was designing the first Soft White Underbelly book, I realized that there were so many great portraits that weren't going to make it into that book. They just wouldn't fit. And once I saw how well that first book sold, I knew I'd have to design a second book. This second book is finally ready to ship. Like the first one, this book has a collection of some of the best portraits from Soft White Underbelly, accompanied by a quote from that person's interview. This book features another group of Rebecca portraits, as well as a collection of color images of the Whitaker family, and plenty of others. You can order yours for $125 or $150 for a signed copy at softwhiteunderbelly.org. Again, like the first book, once this book is sold out, I will not be printing more of them. The portraits are what Soft White Underbelly is all about, and these two books contain the best of all that work. Thank you for watching.